Why would I betray you?
We all have our secrets. We just didn't get to yours yet.
Hello, I'm Thomas Carruthers.
The world is
I'm Will Leggetter.
And it's time, Will. It's time. After... did you have your tickets booked? Because I had my tickets booked.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
It was the end of the month. It was literally start of whatever month, big COVID, whatever the start of that month was. No Time to Die was the end of that month. Cineworld, I think it was literally 2 days or something. Cineworld released their tickets, and then 2 days later, COVID and all that. And here we are 2 years later or something. And it's time for No Time to Die. I think we're going to go for 9 minutes, general thoughts, spoiler free, for any of you who have tuned in and haven't read the title of our video. Well, no, actually, I'm not going to title it spoilers. I want to get into the algorithm, and I don't want people who do want spoilers or don't want spoilers to not click. We're going to do 9 minutes, general thoughts, spoilers free. If you do want a full spoiler free, I've released my written spoiler free review over on our blog. Follow all the links. I purposely said to Will, I said, I don't want to talk to you at all until the podcast. So I have no idea what he actually thought. I got one reaction, which your first reaction, no, I'm not going to say that reaction actually, because that's, I think, will give way to something larger. I don't usually read my own reviews when I write, but I'm going to just read this. At the end of every review, I do a summary.
They're the bits that I read.
A 9 out of 10 that in so many ways is the best a Bond can be. Craig gives us the best Bond performance any of these films have ever contained, and overall Fukunaga has brought something rather tremendous to the series for this closing entry for Craig, a sense of weight. No Time to Die really does manage to be sensationally well made in its action and its drama, whilst also somehow balancing the humour and corniness of previous Bonds. There is an invisible tightrope being walked perfectly in this film between modern and classic Bond, true drama and witty banter, impactful and brutal action, and enjoyable over-the-top gadgets. I've said it twice in this review already, but I'll say it once more. This really is the best a Bond can be. Although Casino Royale is a close second, striving in its simplicity, this is most likely the best Craig entry, and frankly, in my opinion, one of the best entries of all time. Will, what were your general thoughts of No Time to Die?
I thought it was spectacular. The biggest sort of smile on my face was given by the fact that it was worth the delay. The worst thing that could have happened was all of these delays, and then it was another Quantum.
Nobody in the world is more surprised by how much I genuinely, completely, sincerely adored No Time to Die than me. I assure you, it's become not a running joke. It's become a bit of a running joke on the podcast. I mean, we've got podcasts coming out after this point, which we say multiple times. I can't wait for No Time to Die if we've even seen it by then. So it has become a bit of a running joke. And so you might think that this great love of the film, and it is a love now. I've seen it twice. I saw it again yesterday. This great love of the film is perhaps Stockholm Syndrome or some form of, it has to be good. It has to be good. But as Will knows, I will never pretend to like a film. And after rewatching Spectre on Friday, a movie which on the podcast I've always said I rather enjoyed, that's because I was desperately sick that day and was watching a dodgy copy. Spectre is a very, very dull film with an absolutely terrible twist. We're going to talk about the good that this does for Spectre for me, in whether it be in character, whether it be in plot, mainly not mentioning the fucking stupid brother thing. The most stupid thing. I'd forgotten about that, and I thought this is tremendously stupid. Inspector. Overall, Will, it's very, very, very early days. Does this top Skyfall for you?
It doesn't. It doesn't for me, but it sure does top everything else. This is at least my second favorite Bond at the minute. And if not on par, I would say with Skyfall. But
Yeah.
I'm still reserving my love for Skyfall at that top place.
In broad strokes, I mean, there are so many ways in which I prefer this to Skyfall, but we will go into every single one of them. Like literally, I had the first conversation with somebody who didn't like Bond last night, which is previous future guest David Robinson. And it's not that she didn't like it, it's that she was just underwhelmed by everything. So, and then she revealed that Spectre's probably her favorite. So that was its own conversation. But I know, again, I can only reiterate, nobody is more surprised. I genuinely think this is, not, if not a perfect film, definitely a 9 out of 10. It's 2 hours. It's typical Tom review. I've said this so many times when it comes to long movies. It's 2 hours 46. Doesn't feel it. I don't know what I'd cut.
Yeah, I'd like to add to that. I've read a lot of reviews saying, "Oh, it's too long. It's too long."
Sorry, I don't know that one.
I'm sorry. Sorry about that.
Sorry, Alexa.
No, but
it'd be funny if Alexa just immediately said the biggest spoilers of the film and ruined this. Sorry, Will.
Yeah, no, it's. I'd say the only bit that felt a bit long to me was the first 5 minutes, and I'll try and do this without spoilers. We went to see it at Meadowhall, and
very nice.
about 5 minutes in, and there's a scene that opens the movie that's quite tense.
There is a return to a scene that we've heard mentioned in Spectre.
Yes, and about 5 minutes in, screen goes black. Whoa, what's this all about? Lights come up, and there was that strange scene for about 10 minutes where it was just a black screen. How did that feel for you? Did that feel long? Then the man came in and said, "Sorry about this, guys. We've had a few technical."
Oh, right. I was going to say, yeah. I remember when Last Jedi happened and there was the explosion of the starship and the sound cuts out, which is obviously just a nice choice to emulate space. And I don't know which idiot started complaining to Cineworlds, but all over there were these big pictures, these big posters that said, "At around 1 hour and 40, there is an explosion and the sound cuts out. This is an artistic choice." And it was like fuck Ryan Johnson or whatever and your artistic choices. It's like my big thing with trigger warnings in the theatre. I went to watch All My Sons, one of the greatest plays of all time. And it, like, very clearly on the doorway in, it says, "There are gunshots in this." It was like, what the? It's not a war drama. If you say that there's gunshots, that's a pretty big spoiler. But anyway, I understand that trigger warnings are there for very specific reasons and very worthy reasons.
Loud noises would have been a better description.
Yeah. Sort of ruining the finale of the film. Play.
I got a free ticket out of it, though.
You got a
free. The next thing I see, I can see for free.
Oh,
So
very
I'll go
good.
see it again.
I was going to say I will definitely be seeing this at least once more before before it leaves cinema.
I'll take the family to see it.
It's I've been literally I've become No Time to Doubt's biggest poster boy. I keep messaging everybody going, "Oh, Bond's really good." You know, all my family, I say, no, Mum, it's definitely worth a date night. You'll like it. Because even my mum's not the biggest Bond fan, but I don't know how. I was so taken aback by my conversation with Ava last night because I don't know how anybody couldn't enjoy this movie. And frankly, we're going to get into things with spoilers. I think there are extended, right, this isn't a spoiler. I think this is the best action any Bond film has ever had.
Absolutely.
If you want to go Skyfall against this, rewatching Skyfall, which I did again last week, the pretty fun Istanbul motorbike sequence, every time it cuts to Daniel Craig, it is so painfully obvious he's on a green screen and it looks terrible. I believe that was one of my changes when we did Skyfall. It's literally a 1-to-1 in No Time to Die. There is an extended motorbike sequence. Absolutely flawless. Not a lick. I mean, there obviously is there is CGI all over this film, but it's seamlessly done. It's seamlessly done, and it gives the film a real weight and a real impact. And it's very refreshing to see a bullet land on Bond and to see him actually hurt. I mean, we get, and not just in a, Vesperlind, we're going to sit in a shower for 10 minutes and then I'm going to be absolutely fine sort of way. Again, I love Casino Royale, but to see things actually hurt, like he's limping, for a good 5 minutes at a period of this film, and it's refreshing. It's very refreshing, and I think it's rather excellent. Let's talk spoilers, everybody. If you want any more spoiler-free thoughts, there is the written review over in the blog, and I talk a little bit more about the performances overall. I'm going to put a pin in the biggest thing. I'm not going to let us talk about the biggest thing for a while.
That's fine. That's fine.
However, the start of the biggest thing starts very early with we have all the time in the world, and the minute that Hans Zimmer bringing that into the score, I thought, like, I was so naive. The first watch, I thought, I love that they know Bond. I love that it's a Bond literate film. Little did I know. Yes, no. You know what? I'm not going to pin anything. This is the most emotionally devastating film. I cried both times.
Yep.
I cried even more yesterday morning, and I think it's one particular thing. The first watch, he dies.
And in the second watch, he didn't for some reason.
Yeah,
it's really strange.
It's like Clue when they sent different endings to. This is reportedly the reason why, or at least it's rumored to be the reason why Danny Boyle wasn't interested. There's been lots of stuff, whether lots of reports saying Danny Boyle wanted a more realistic plot. We wanted it to be about Russia and stuff.
Yes,
and then there's another rumor that this is the biggest reason why. I think it was a tremendously well done and devastating finale. I don't think there was a lick of sweetness or melodrama in it. I thought Craig and Seydoux were phenomenal. I think, and my biggest thing why I cried more yesterday was because the whole time I watched it the first time, during that lovely and very well done and very well delivered by Fiennes eulogy scene.
Yes.
I hoped it wasn't going to be the case, but all I kept expecting was somebody poured me a whiskey. I just thought, even though I saw him get fucking blown apart, all I had was fucking the image of Ralph Fiennes going to an Italian cafe and looking over and seeing
I had a dream.
I had a dream, Mr. Bond. All I kept seeing was he's going to go he's going to go to an Italian cafe and he's going to see Matilda with Dodo. He's like, oh, they made another Dodo. oh wait, and then Craig comes out.
I really wanted him to read the Judi Dench poem from Skyfall.
That'd have been a bit much. What did you want him to say? This worked fine last time. Ralph Fiennes, 3 great eulogies.
Oh,
the Skyfall one, even the one in Spectre, where he's like, it is the prerogative of glass to break. Perhaps it is the prerogative of a spy to end, or whatever he says. A nice little eulogy. Obviously, this is from You Only Live Twice. Again, that Bond literacy. It knows its history. And of course, it ends with we have all the, like, literally, the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, they're going to do it, aren't they? They're going to play it over the credits. Oh, play it, please play it, please play it.
That was when the tears came in for me. As soon as Louis Armstrong came in, I went. I
was crying to such an extent yesterday, I had to sit through the entire credits.
Yeah.
It was just me and the 2 middle-aged women in front of me left. All of us were tremendously crying. Like, literally, when the missiles landed, the right woman went, oh! Because this is my biggest thing. What do I say in all of these fucking reviews we do about Batmans and your Bonds and all these Marvel movies? You know that nobody's going to die, but you feel like they could. It was so... Maybe I'm a sick bastard, but I loved that he died.
It's sort of the, how can you top the last Bond? What do we do this time? Kill him. And it works.
Yeah, but see, that sounds rather cynical to me. That sounds rather like, how can we top it?
Yeah.
Whereas this felt completely narratively fine.
Yes.
Completely unsentimental and unmelodramatic, to say the stakes and everything. Again, I'm amazed by how well this film works.
Sort of to build more on the plot. So obviously he's been poisoned, if you will, by a sort of DNA
Lucifer Satin
weapon, and he knows if he touches anyone now, that some way it's going to work its way into, spoilers, his child.
Well, that's the thing. All the reviews were, this is a very emotional ending, a very emotionally affecting. It was like always, every review was a great thrilling action with a surprisingly emotional ending. So the minute the child came, I thought, oh, that's the ending. We're going to get Dark Knight Rises. He's going to walk off with Matilda, Madeline, and Matilda.
And James.
Madeline, Matilda, and James. And that's going to be it. That's going to be the ending. And then fucking Rami Malek. I am fed up with people saying that Rami Malek's a bad villain. He is the best villain. No, he's not. But he's like, he fucking actually killed him. He didn't just silver. He just get stabbed in the back and go.
And then the brutal moment where James stands up and shoots him.
Oh, phenomenal.
Great.
Phenomenal.
Talking
to Q. How do you get it off? You know as well as I do, James, that you... Oh no, the minute that Q we can't really do specific favourite parts because, I haven't, I couldn't
write notes in the cinema.
But after, I tried. No. I did nearly bring my pad this second morning, but I thought if it's full again, I'm not being that fucking guy. But one of my specific favourites is talking to Q and Q realising it. Can you patch Madeline through, please? And go, yes, of course, James. Of course, James.
This is for Madeline.
And then Wishaw does the whole he does the breathing cry, which was very affecting. He's a great man, and he's having a lovely date, but he does have hairless cats.
He does. Is this our first openly gay Q?
Yes, of course it is. It's not fucking Bernard Cribbins, is it? Oh yeah. Do you not remember when Bernard Cribbins says, I'm off cruising later, Bond. I'm off to heaven. Yeah. Oh, like in this final appearance, he does have that awkward going down into the floor moment, which is very touching and very affecting. And I'm sorry, die-hard Bond fans who think I'm besmirching the name of Bernard Cribbins.
let's have a quick chat about Bond to come, because obviously at the end of the film we have sort of Bond will return,
which we always do.
but how is it going to be played out? Because obviously the Craig era, they start at Casino, his first adventure, and we really see his full span as a spy all the way to his death, and all the way we've made these friends. We've met a new Q. We've got M.
I think the biggest thing is that we don't know yet.
Yeah,
they know that they're not searching until 2022, which I have no problem with.
no.
I think it's a bizarre turn of events, because I think the biggest thing that we don't know yet is whether they're going to keep all the people that we've met, because of course Judi Dench did multiple Bonds. Obviously Q and M throughout the years there was lots of overlaps.
Go on. This Q in particular has a special relationship with Bond, and when they grow together they learn things. Would he interact with the new Bond in the same way, pretending it's the same
I think it's going to be cut cloth fabric. I think everybody's going to be
everyone's due. Yeah, I think that's the way they can go.
And because all we've had is Barbara Broccoli talk about it's going to be a British man. James Bond is a British man, which I have no problem. I don't want to get into some sort of large conversation about who Bond can be, because it's it's like making Pinocchio. I don't know, something other than a puppet. But
not your finest.
No, it's not your finest work, Chris. But yes, Barbara Broccoli has done this whole, and I feel like she's getting ahead of the curve of the racist opinions that are going to come from Bond's dead and we got this black lass. I feel like that she is just getting ahead of that horrible wave of criticism that is going to come to bear when people watch, when the mass majority of people watch this film, because obviously it is setting it up for Nomi, not Naomi, to take the mantle. However, I think there's a very particular word choice in James Bond will return.
Yes, it didn't say 007, it said James Bond will return.
And I liked Nomi in this, and I liked the whole 007 back and forth and the banter around that, and eventual drama around that. And I thought that
until what time is it?
Don't. We'll get to that later. I want to literally go through the entire film.
Let's do it from start to finish.
Wikipedia.
To see what we can remember, because we haven't really written notes for this, so it will be a lot of the time was just talking through the plot and then me going, oh yeah, and that happened earlier about 10 minutes ago that I've just remembered.
No Time to Die. There's just no time to die.
Love that song. You know what, and I really liked it as their theme.
Yes, no, that's the parts I liked it most. I preferred it when it was Zimmer orchestrated. There's somebody at the door. Hi guys, welcome to my opening video. I order a lot of DVDs, so I don't know which one's this gonna be. Let's have a look. Oh my god. Oh, such a nice plastic. Okay. Oh, it's gonna be. Oh, there's something about Mary on Blu-ray. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, and it's got a picture of Cameron Diaz on the intro. Oh, that's so cool. And it's such a slim. It includes multiple commentaries. I love this movie, man. I'm so happy I got it on Blu-ray. Okay, guys, like and subscribe. I preferred it when it was Zimmer orchestrated. For our audio listeners who didn't realize that I took a break, I'm not a schizophrenic. We paused and then yes. Anyway, I preferred it when it was Zimmer orchestrated, and I think it's a fine song, but even the film knows that it can't. The theme for No Time to Die is We Have All the Time in the World Again. It's not No Time to Die. You know, No Time to Die is a fine song. I don't like Billie Eilish's quality. I don't like the quality of her voice. I don't like the whole thing. I'm sorry, I'm not in. Da, da, da.
I'll vouch for her now. I think she's an incredibly talented person. And I think to be given a Bond theme at her age is a big thing. And I think she's done incredibly well. And I think it stands up against the top half of the Bond songs. Along with one of my favourites, da, 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 da.
It's one of my favourites. I
If
don't know
you
it.
Save a life, will you?
Oh, what was that song?
Chris Cornell.
No, that's an incredible. No, that's great.
I love that. I love.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying. That's why I was singing it. It's one of my favourites.
Yeah, but that's not how it goes. It's
Oh, is it not?
no man. Da, 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 da. If you save a life.
Yeah, it is.
Do,
It's
do,
dun, 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 dun.
Welcome to me and Will's new podcast, Humming Songs. It's nowhere near No Time to Die. It's nowhere near You Know My Name.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Another Time to Die, I believe it's called. No, that's I'm wrong. That's Quantum.
yeah, Jack White and who else?
Alicia
Alicia Keys. Yeah, wow. You could have a machete pointed at my mother, and I couldn't sing you a refrain.
Like a Casino Royale.
Like a Casino Royale, and I could not sing you. I could be in Lashif's bowl chair, and I could not sing you a single fucking line of Alicia Keys and Jack White's theme to Quantum of Solace. I know that the villain's called Dominic Green, but that's just a meme. And it's never what you see. Okay. So we open, which you alluded to, basically just a little horror sequence.
Yeah.
And it's wonderfully effective. Yes, I was sat next to an old woman on the first watch, and she did not like this at all. Oh, not the ice. Oh, not the ice. And yes, I thought it was very, very well done. Kerry Joji Fukunaga, as a director, obviously, I often say lost years of his life, but that's not fair. It was supposed to make it, and he was going to make it dark and closer to the book, not that close to the book. But and then obviously Andy Muschietti came in and blah, 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 blah. And then this happens, and he gets Bond. And obviously he does Beasts of No Nation, which I thought was okay. But his best film is probably still the first season of True Detective. And his Jane Eyre is very good as well. That's the Judi Dench, Michael Fassbender one.
Oh.
Which is very good. So having just watched Spectre, it is typical glaring issue that when she says, he didn't know I kept the gun with the bleach. She doesn't say, he then pulled me out of the ice and saved me. But overall, I thought it was a very, very effective opening. And from the offset, I was like, oh, this is shot really well. This is really well made.
I mean, we can get as a bit later on, you know, when he's in the Aston and he has to stop because they're all surrounding him, and it pans out and to the bells.
The bells.
I just made a big chuckle. People looking around, why is he laughing? But it's just the bell. I was like that. My favourite part of the entire opening sequence was the fact that Wallace and Gromit and the Wrong Trousers was playing on the television.
I didn't even notice that.
Oh, I did, and I've only seen it once.
You need more medicine. You need your medicine.
Oh.
That was very funny, actually.
Would you like a drink? Yes. Pour some wine.
No, it was, do you want your medicine? No, she goes, I'm thirsty. She goes, coming, mama. Do you want your medicine? Yes. Cut to the wine, which was just a very funny gag.
It was a funny film in general. This is hilarious.
Very, very, very well toned.
Yeah.
I refer to my opening statement. It manages to balance absolutely everything.
Yeah.
To an insane proportion. to a ridiculous level, it is a perfect film.
It's very good.
Yeah, so she flees onto the
Yes.
ice. My biggest question is, how old is Rami Malek supposed to be?
It's he ages incredibly well, and I want to know where he gets his cream. But I think you can put it down to the fact that he is scarred, and sort of that would stay. It wouldn't change. So
Yeah,
maybe
I know that, but he looks like a 20-year-old boy in like the 40 year, like 5 years plus Leah Seydoux' age. I thought they should have hired a younger actor.
Yes.
And then have him go, hey, tell me.
Maybe they should have had a child actor play the opening scene. So they were kids to start with, and they grew up.
It would be nice to have given a chance before you were in the game. Yes, I think you're spot on. It should have been a child, and link them even further.
Then we get that strange 5 minutes of exposition that they had to cram in there for script's sake, when they were like, "Oh, this is him as a child." I think that child actor should have been him.
But again, I thought that was rather interesting exposition. I thought it was like, oh, it wasn't just like,
your father always did find a hiding place.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. And also, it wasn't on him for that shot, which makes me think it was ADR. And it's like, oh, Kerry Muganag was just going, fuck, we didn't say anything about another hiding room. But yes, I thoroughly enjoyed this opening. I think it should have been a child, but I actually enjoyed the exposition later because it was interesting exposition. It was like they were the poisoners of Spectre, and he used his own poison, and then it wasn't just like, oh, say again.
My father had a garden. And he liked to grow poison plants there. Would you like to see them? Come here. My dodo! I lost my dodo!
But this little touch anything. My father, I just want to be tidier.
It's great.
I really liked Rami Malek.
We found another Bond to quote, and it's great.
I just want to be tidier.
I think he was exceptional. Because I'm not, to be honest, usually a Rami Malek fan.
No, I think maybe I've talked multiple times on this show about how Bradley Cooper over Rami Malek any day.
I've not seen Mr. Robot. I hear he's good in that.
Yeah, by all accounts, a great show.
From what I've seen, the best performance I've seen Rami Malek in so far is the Night at the Museum series, where I think he's brilliant.
Yeah, I think he's rather delightful.
Not only how stuffy it is in there, great. No, but I think the only reason maybe why Safin isn't as potent as maybe we'd like is because he gets lost a bit and then appears for the final.
Yes. He is a faceless threat, pardon the pun, and that works very well from a ominous mystery point of view, but doesn't really work well from a plot.
It was Harry was telling me he thought the minute you bring Christoph Waltz's Blofeld back, it overshadows it entirely. And I thought that was pure Lecter. I thought we were Silence of the Lambs.
Obviously Lecter, but I felt that it was just Silence of the Lambs. We need to talk to Christoph Waltz to get Rami Malek. I thought that was so. I think a couple again. This film doesn't need to be any longer, but I thought a couple more scenes with Malek throughout. Yes, would have suited.
I think they chose the right time for him to meet Léa Seydoux. However, it just something scenes of him pottering around, maybe just so we still know he's there.
Yeah, I think it was Commode who said that it felt very episodic, and I agree. I do feel it feels episodic. However, it doesn't feel disjointed. Or as I say, overlong, which I think is the biggest thing when it comes to episodic films sometimes, is that you're in and out, and then it's like, oh, this is the Ana de Armas for 20 minutes scene, which talk about the and the Cuba and all of that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, now we're in, okay, now, because Bonds have always been like that. That's the nature of the globe-trotting thing. However, I do feel everything blended seamlessly, painfully seamless. My biggest worry, I mentioned this in the review, my biggest worry was when the screenplay title card came up and it was 4 different people credited to story and 5 different people credited to the screenplay. And I thought, oh no. I am amazed by how of one voice it does genuinely feel. You know, there's been lots of stuff. Oh, sorry, go on.
So speaking of title cards, we're both very, I know you have a bigger thing of it than me, but there was not a single London.
Yes, again.
The only title card there was the 5 years later.
Yep, and it was lovely. It was just,
oh, interesting. Yeah, there was not a single city title card.
It did lead to some confusion when we went to Lea Seydoux' house. I was like, where is this? Is this Ireland or is it Iceland? And then he looked at his phone and it says Norway. I was like, when did you fly to Norway, Bond? No, again, thoroughly. I forgot that there weren't any of those. Very refreshing. You know, CIA headquarters.
Yeah, it's like
I fucking hate that. Well, you know how much I hate that. Even though Silence of the Lambs does have it, but that's just quickly in the corner, and it's just there. And then they leave by the end. Because he knows to focus on the action. We don't need to know that they're in Norway. It's there on the phone later on if you need it. After he peels just the peel for her.
Yes, that was interesting. I thought he was peeling the apple, ready to chop it up and give her an apple. Then he just gives her an apple peel.
Maybe they cut the moment where Lea Seydoux goes, oh, no, she wants the apple. She wants the apple.
And he's like, is that tasty? Is that good?
Not bad. I feel like it was.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Fuck you, you little shit. It's like, no, James.
Maybe you should have given the actual apple.
Yeah, James, please stop swearing. It's not mine. If it was mine, I'd care. No, James, I was lying because we are trying to save the world. Yeah, we're trying to save the world. I don't want to tell you now, but it's obviously yours, James.
There's a scene later on, and he's peeling an apple. You know, I only eat the peel as well.
Yes, it doesn't. I enjoyed that it didn't have that, and B, it didn't have like him peeling the apple, and then him going, like the kid going, no, mummy peels it like this, and he's like, I don't know how to deal with children. I don't know. Ooh, children. It's like it's not like he's not fumbling. And I think that could have been a very easy. Thank God it's not in it, but a very easy bit of comedy. Ooh, Bond's the best man in the world, but he can't handle a child. I thought, thank God that wasn't in. Speaking of the multiple screenwriters, lots of people have been talking about Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and there's now been this second wave of criticism saying, it's sexist to just presume that all she was allowed to do was write for the female characters. Obviously, apparently she had a big hand in the plot. If she was, as she has been marketed to be, this final glue, bringing this script together, more power to her. I mean, obviously she's incredible.
Very excellent job. Yeah.
She's incredible as she is.
There was a lot of Waller-Bridgeisms as well that you knew she wrote that comedy line.
Yes, I feel like that's going to be the third wave of the criticism, because now there's the second wave of criticism saying every time there's a joke a woman makes in the film, it's definitely Bridge. However, I don't think some of that criticism isn't warranted, because there are a lot of I think, as we talked about, it's a very, very funny film. You know, like multiple laughs in this film. You know, I've got something to show you. Another child. Big laugh both times.
Great one.
Not as big a laugh as your father loved Secret Rooms. Big Mr. White reference there. Let's move on. We've got so much film to talk about. Then we've got it's not honeymooning, but it's Where are they again? It doesn't say.
The Acropolis.
Yes, Matera, Italy. Absolutely phenomenal from start to finish.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
It's very sexy, and they're having a great time.
Yeah.
And I also like that Leah Seydoux is a very, very attractive woman, and so if you put her in a full cape and Batman costume, she will look attractive. But I like that, you know, she was like wearing her top and like stuff like that. It wasn't, obviously there's the glamorous it's not Bridget Bardot, is it? I think it's Bridget. No, Catherine Deneuve. You know, the beautiful blonde with the sheet slightly pulled up. Obviously we have that moment the morning after, but all throughout there was just a delicacy and lack of, and there was again a realism to the sex in this. You know, when she throws him against the wall and he lets out a little giggle, like that is the sort of stuff that obviously happens in real life.
You can sort of attack the entire film with the word realism. This was the most real. To say that this is still contemporary Bond, that it felt like it was the biggest nod to classic Bonds we've had that works perfectly in a contemporary setting, and it was real. It wasn't just James Bond the 00, it was James Bond the person. And it was almost this incredible relationship character study thrown into the world of espionage, and it worked perfectly.
Sublime, I believe is the word. I see, this is my biggest thing, and I don't want to rail you for your love of Skyfall. You had changes for Skyfall. What would your changes be here?
Tom,
I know we're on a first. I know we're in first watch territory. Yeah. I know I'm bullying you.
You always do.
But like,
yeah.
Anyway.
At what point does Safin go, "Are you getting warmings?"
Are you getting? That is true. Safin never says that. However, he does say, "Hi, dear." He does say my second favorite line in the film. I've brought a memory box, and then Madeline goes, "Yes, that's good. Sometimes objects in therapy do." Oh! I love the rude receptionist. He looks weird. It's like, you can't say that. It was like, you should know not to say. You're a receptionist in a psychiatric unit. So we go to the Acropolis, yes, and suddenly we're into this Vesper plot. I think this one does another thing that this film does spectacularly well is with limited time, putting a nice, genuine cap on the Vesper plot.
Yes.
With him, right? Forgive me. I mean, that's Bond. You didn't do anything wrong.
But nobody blames himself. He didn't save her.
But then again, there's no time to waste. Again, brutal explosion, phenomenal.
The ringing sounds you get in it. Oh, it was so good. It was. I'm
expecting on Cineworld screens a big poster that says, "It's an artistic choice that the sound buffers." Which leads into the. My big question is, how did Blofeld ring that phone? Because by that time he should be in prison. Because at the end of Spectre, he's off straight to MI6.
Yeah.
So is that pre-recorded? Is this part of the eye thing? I know the eye thing.
The bionic eye. Yeah.
Did he just say at one point, "Okay, guys, I'm going to give you a couple of takes now. Okay, here's one. Oh, well done, Manly." sorry. Let me take that again. Oh, sorry. Just kidding. Let me just go on.
I'm getting a bit excited.
I'm going to say like 4 in a row. I'm going to say 4 in a row. Oh, well done, Madeline. Your father would be proud. Okay, go for another. Oh, hello, Madeline. He's mad as a sack of bees. He's doing voiceover work. When you try, when you feel. Hello, it's Mallory. It's Mallory here.
We try that again, please.
Oh yes. It's Mallory Fandango here.
Yes.
And again, I thought it was perfectly dismantling Bond's trust.
Yeah.
And just killing the man inside. And what a perfect way to do it.
We get the wonderful motorbike chase, which you alluded to earlier, which is a better motorbike chase than Skyfall.
Yeah.
by far.
Name a better action sequence in Skyfall than in this.
Oh, I can't, Tom.
So it is purely your love of Silver and the M relationship.
That's what I'm clinging on to at the minute. Obviously, I need to enter second watch lands, and there's a possibility it tops it. But yeah, and then we get the put that your wife's already put your bags down here. And then we get into the car.
Very villainous. Yeah, I thought he was in.
Yeah, I thought someone else.
As your wife requested.
She walks away.
And I love that I love that it's brutal.
Yeah,
I love that he throws her to the bed, and I think because he's
covered in dirt
dust,
and blood, and he's had enough now. He wants to go.
And we haven't really seen Craig. I mean, because obviously with all your Connery Bonds and Roger Moore, we're used to him slapping a few women and throwing them to a bed. And it's just like, oh, Bond, you bastard.
Yes.
But we haven't really seen Craig be disrespectful to women in that, abusive in that way. I mean, not necessarily abusive. He just, well, no, it is abusive.
That way that Bond used to take advantage.
Yeah, and it's so and again that Craig, when his voice trembles.
Yeah.
Goes, how are they supposed to know it's here? And he's like,
where is she?
Where is she? They don't come back from the fucking grave. Laura, she's dead. She's dead, Laura. Don't go towards that dwarf. I think a real quote in Don't Look Now.
I like to think that Don't Look Now and the ending of Casino Royale happen at the same time chronologically.
If I ever make a movie in Venice, there will definitely be in my contract. I want a red dwarf in the background. I don't care if it's I don't care if it's every scene or just one, but it needs to be there. That would be rather unfortunate. Julie Christie's little funeral boat got tippled over because of a crumbling building.
But yeah, no, then we get into the Aston, a wonderful chase.
Yeah.
And then we end up in this sort of surrounding circle. So leading up to that, he gets the buttons out, and the first one he uses is all of the metal spikes. There,
little bombs. Yeah.
Oh, I love
what was the free the goats thing? Was a Spectre agent saying, "You must free your goats now," or was that?
Yeah, that was free them now, so they block the road.
Yeah. Kill them. I will kill you. Like, who the fuck is this guy? My goats.
My goats.
Yeah, my goats. So then they free the goats, and I love how close they get to just plowing those goats. And also, part of me doesn't believe really that Daniel Craig's Bond wouldn't just plow through all those goats.
He doesn't give a shit.
So we end up in this little circle for what feels like 5 minutes.
The relentless, brutal shooting of the wind, because Bond, he knows it's bulletproof. Nothing good. But I want to scare you because of what you made me feel, and it's
and the close up on the glass slowly giving way. And James, I would rather you die. I would rather die than let you know. And just that little. All right. And then doom. Let's talk about Zimmer. Obviously, we both love Zimmer, and this is as Komodo said, this is just Zimmer doing Bond. That doesn't sound like a bad sentence to me. And as we've mentioned already, incorporating elements of the score for On Her Majesty's Secret Service, and this culminates in getting on a train and sending her away, and you'll never know.
You'll never see me again. And then but before that happens, Tom, we get the running on the train. So she's trying to keep up with him, and then the train graphics come along.
Almost out of nowhere, just Albert Broccoli, Albert the Broccoli film. And so,
Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about the credit sequence in itself. I thought it was fine.
What was your favorite graphic of the credit sequence? I know mine. I'll go first.
3, 2, 1. Gun DNA.
Yeah. Hey.
Because I saw all these stupid fucking floating guns, and I thought, this
What's going on here?
stupid. And then,
oh, is that a 360 double helix?
Now, I thought
Harry, who did a degree in biochemistry,
and he
got
said,
very excited.
DNAs aren't made of guns. Who made this?
What's this all about?
You don't have guns in your blood. Yes, I thought the song was fine. Again, it's not the best. Incredibly, the first time this may have ever happened, it's not the best Bond song in the film. Obviously, it's the first time it's ever happened. Yeah. But I thought it was fine and very somber and perfectly fitting, leading us out of that into Valdo Obrashev. Let's talk about this fucking guy.
Borat's cousin.
Jesus Christ. What the... Sorry, Hugh Dennis.
Hugh Dennis?
Hugh Dennis gets just like one joke. He doesn't even make the joke.
No.
Have you seen some smallpox around?
And then he gets shot.
Like brutal, like...
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to 5 years of Mock the Week where they talk about, do you remember when you were in Bond and you got shot?
You had one line.
Yeah. Do you remember when you nearly ruined the world by releasing this chemical? I liked Eye Guy, by the way. I liked Eye Guy.
Yes, our sort of Jaws-esque sidekick threat. Yeah.
I hate that Despicable Me has ruined Minions forever. You can't say
Minions.
You can't say Minion without...
Banana.
Oh.
I love Minions, Tom. I love the Minions.
Wow. Okay, yes. What did you think of this guy? Because I thought his comedy, I really, really annoyed me.
It annoyed me. It didn't feel Bond. I think that was the main reason. He was very funny. It was good to have a fumbling guy, but the fact that he had this ludicrous accent all the time.
Not as the film continues, though. Like, I'm perfectly fine with a little bit of humor early on, but these are a bit like every single scene.
He's the leading character in the film.
Yeah, every single scene he's like going, no, maybe not. Oh, what are you doing here?
Whoopsie, I dropped. Let me just pick it up.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, it should make yourself a bit more obvious, which obviously culminates in arguably the worst part of the film, which is, I could get rid of your ethnicity. I have a wonderful Africana diaspora. Right, so I want to break this down. Obviously, when we're looking at genocidal biochemistry, there is a history of the Aryan and the perfection and eradicating races. Apart from one line where Q says, you could technically get rid of whole ethnicities. It is never mentioned that Malik, perhaps it's not Rami Malek's goal to go full Aryan, but there's just like no reference to it, the racism at all.
And also his character hasn't shown any signs of that.
Character shown hasn't signs of it. It's completely out of the blue in that moment. They're just leaving and he's going, but he's not saying it. And that's another thing. And I think it's a problem with perhaps with the actor rather than the script. He's not saying it like a threat. He's saying it as another joke.
Yeah.
He's like, they're perfect. It's not like, you are some racist shit where it's like, your whole race, you deserve to die.
Yeah.
And then she kicks him. It's like, I have a vial of African diaspora. I could get rid of all of you. It's like, what the hell is happening? Like, you don't hear it the first time, and you go, did he just say the African diaspora? And I was like, okay, that's an interesting choice we're going with now. I think I'm going to put the blame on the actor. Actually, I originally when I first watched it, I thought, what the fuck is this script? adding this in.
Maybe even slight with a bit of direction. Maybe because he knows he's close to death now, he gets some balls and maybe grabs her and like brings her close and whispers in her ear, and then that's where she.
Yeah. Yeah, any number of things, but I'm going to put the blame on the actor for that one.
Yeah,
I think it's his problem because obviously, in the history, you're just a long line of angry little men. Obviously, we're referencing Hitler, and obviously that it's there that ethnic angle to genocidal biochemistry. But I think it's the actor's problem. However, it does lead to. Do you know what time it is? Time to die.
It's time to die.
I
wonder, in a previous draft of the script, he replied, "No, it's time to die."
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been good. Very Con Air. Please, sayonara. Very. Yeah, I put in my spoiler-free review. I don't think Olivier could have delivered that line
without laughing.
I think it's the fact that it's the title. I'm all for a cheesy Bond one-line.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we get one right near the end with really blew his mind.
I liked that.
And again, it felt like a victory lap.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, okay. And also, give him time to catch his breath. Whereas I think it is just the fact that it's the title of the movie.
Yeah, it would work in any other film.
Like, again, I haven't watched. I presume in License to Kill, he says, "Do you know what sort of Bond I am?" Not what sort of Bond I am.
I have a license to kill.
Yeah, I presume that happens in that movie. But
and then when Sean Bean went, "James, there's something I've never told you before. I have a golden eye."
Not your best word. Or you know, I mean, we're both fumbling through 5 minutes of jokes whilst we mentally try and figure out a way to put Octopussy into a.
Yeah, that was my first.
I know it was. I could see it in your eyes. I think it is just the title. I think it's the fact that it's the title of the film, and it is painfully cringy.
Yeah,
and we've got the actively annoying performance of Valdo Oberchef, that little cockroach. I like that the film hates him as much as we do. But there is a part of me that obviously it's intentional, that he's that slimy and annoying. However, it doesn't feel wholly intentional in parts, such as what we just mentioned. So he gets kidnapped and poor Hugh Dennis gets fucking blapped. Then we go to Jamaica with one of the most hilarious shots in the entire movie. Craig getting out of his boat with a big trout, the tightest shots you've ever seen. His little sunglasses and a gun. I mean, absolute king. Oh, that's a big fart. I'm sorry, audio listeners, if that got picked up. Sorry. Sorry about that. Yeah, no, absolute king. Love Bond. This is just having a great time in Jamaica. Leaves his toothbrush outside. Don't know about that.
No, he leaves it. It's to rain on. I like his little toothbrush holder that he's got. I love analog.
You know what you loved. Analog. You know what you loved. His little V. You dirty bastard. Tell you who did enjoy the two middle-aged women in front. Oh, still got it. Yes. Very nice. And then he goes out. I like the little moments we do see Nomi. Like when we're driving past, and then the nightclub one's very obvious, and obviously we've seen the trailer, so we know who this person is. But and then we meet Felix again. We get lovely Jeffrey Wright, and
Rapunzel's prince from Into the Woods.
Yes, Billy Magnuson, who I don't want to say the worst name because obviously Logan Ash should be fine, but the way they all say it, Logan Ash. No, they don't. No, Will, that's not what they do. They all go Logan Ash, and it sounds like a chili. Logan Ash chili. It's like they say it. Everybody says it like it's one word. Logan Ash, and it sounds like Logan Nash or Logan Ash, not Logan Ash. I thought obviously Jeffrey Wright's exceptional, but I thought Billy Magnuson was very good as well.
Yes, I thought he was very good. I loved the obviously. going forward a bit, we'll get to it at some point, but the change in character, because I'm so used to him being like in Game Night, the sort of the same character there, the fumbling dumb American, but he was menacing. He had some weight to him.
And but I also feel, on the other hand, he was the perfect second tier, kind of funny villain who gets killed within the first hour and 20 before we have to get really, really serious.
Yeah,
I thought, like, I liked his little smiling thing. Like, I liked when one of the moments I did like Obashev was kicking the gun, and he's like, like he can't believe his luck. I thought that was a nice little moment. And again, very, very well done. All of these things, I think, Will knows this, and we've done what, over 100 hours. The amount of things in this movie that should be things I don't like you can imagine me going, I hated him smiling. Like, that's just who would do that? But it worked. And I think it's down to Billy Magnussen's performance, and I think it's down to Fukunaga's directing. Again, nobody is more surprised by how much I enjoyed No Time to Die. Did you? Right. So obviously I'd given away to you that I really liked it.
Yeah.
Did you think I would like the film this much completely?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Was this like, watching it, were you like, oh, this is Tom's Bond?
Absolutely, yeah. This was, yeah, as you said, I knew in the cinema sat there that these are things that you wouldn't usually like, but you would love in this. Is
that because I'm a soulless, contradictory hypocrite?
Yeah, there was a guy next to me with a whole notepad the whole time.
No, I was sat next to a bloody. They're called Karens, aren't they? Angry white women. Yeah. I was sat next to a fucking Karen who was annoyed that the cinema was full because of COVID. She was like, "We shouldn't be sat next to each other." Didn't wear a mask the whole time, so she clearly isn't. So she clearly isn't that worried about COVID. Sort your life out, Missy. And then we're going to talk about the plot, and we're going to talk about the disease of it all. But a man very loudly after Ralph Fiennes said, "And it can carry whatever, and it can kill anybody." A man very loudly said, "Sounds familiar?"
Oh no!
And
no,
nobody laughed. It was so he clearly wanted a Rocky Horror, but nobody laughed. It was, yeah. Well, we're going to talk about how close. Well, it's not close to Corona at all. It's just a disease, and it's not even a disease. It's nanobots. Nanobots on just Christmas. Will's checking his phone. So yes, they're in Jamaica, and back to back. So then we meet Nomi properly, and she drops the Jamaican accent, and she goes, "Let's talk properly," or whatever she says. And I mean, I know why. But it felt like the audience was against her. And when I say I know why, I know that we live in a bad world. And I know that I was watching it in, like a place, not the most diverse crowd, let's just say, in the cinema. So I know I'm not stupid. I know why nobody laughed at any of her jokes. And I know why everybody really laughed hard when Bond made a joke at her. However, all of that removed, I thought, Lashanna Lynch, I'm getting that right?
Yeah.
That she was pretty great.
I thought she was excellent.
I thought, I don't think this is her performance. I think it's the writing. I think she was given one too many jokes that I don't think anybody could deliver. Like the running joke of double what? Like every time she did that was one too many for me.
It was I liked that when they were going at it and into the office. I think
the 007 that 007.
I really
that woman needs to win Best Supporting Actress this year. 007 needs to. If she's not nominated, I will be annoyed.
That was I didn't enjoy that.
Didn't enjoy what?
When she went 007.
Yeah. No. I thought it was very. I'm being serious.
I really didn't like that.
Oh, 007?
It was like, oh, I've got this one line and there's a comma there just before the 7, so I really need to emphasize that. So I'm gonna circle that in my script.
No, it wouldn't be a comma. It would be an ellipsis.
It wouldn't.
007. That would be a comma. You know, I feel.
Sorry, I've not as many scripts as you.
Would that it were so simple. Would that it were so simple.
I would have enjoyed a 007 and they both turn their heads. One of those moments. I think that would have been fun.
So you want fucking McFly? You wanted that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Shot for shot as well. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I think they milked that enough. I knew you two would get along. Okay, so yeah, so we're in Jamaica. Yeah, so we meet Naomi. I pretty great. I liked the back and forth.
Yeah.
And I loved the twist. I mean, this was spoiled in the trailers, and the minute somebody got a script and read that a black woman was going to be 007, and it immediately went to the news. And everyone was like, oh no. So we knew that she was 007. However, in the text of the film, I loved, get me 007. Cut to, again, it's a simple thing.
And you cut to Daniel.
Cut to Daniel. It's a simple thing. It's a simple thing, but all of these scenes end well. And there are multiple good cuts. And I talked about it extensively in the Terms Been Damon episode and in the Silence of the Lambs episode. Every one of those cuts is perfect. Maybe little Bill's finding his next little girl right now. Cut to American Girl. Every one of those is ideal. Same with this. Obviously, you have sort of long episodic action sequences that have to end eventually. But like, even just burning oil rig, cut to the morning after, cut to him holding the cigar.
Yep.
Wide shot, the boat. Cut to Aston Martin, M's little bulldog. It's a simple thing that sometimes gets overlooked. Who's allowed to speak to Blofeld? Cut to Madeline. Got so much to talk to. Got so much to talk to. We've only got 40 minutes left. Jamaica. Obviously, Jamaica's great. Then we go to we meet the extended Spectre ballroom, the Spectre bongo party. I think this was where, especially with the eye and the three bald guys with the eye, this was where they fully leaned into old classic Bond. And I think it was early enough in the film where it could be fully enjoyable without affecting the stakes of the second hour. Again, I think the term is masterfully done. I completely, fully loved it. Let's talk about Ana de Armas.
Wow.
Absolutely incredible. You know,
full-on Lives Out reunion.
Well, that's how she got the role. I believe he put her forward. I believe.
Oh, Daniel. Oh.
She is the abundance of charisma and likability, and you know, she is insane.
3 weeks training, did you say?
Yeah. I'm so excited. She is the most lovable. Goes without saying that she's sensationally attractive, but she is the most lovable and charismatic star we've got nowadays.
I really want her to be a recurring character in future Bond films, please. I think they might be able to do that. No, do you think? No.
If we're doing clean slate without M and without Q, I don't. Again, we're going into the exact same conversations that we've had years after years after years after years, and Craig's been got slandered by fucking stupid headlines. Daniel Craig doesn't want women to be James Bond. Not what he said. It's so annoying. He said one of the most, you know, I don't want to pat the guy on the back for not being racist and sexist, but he said one of the most genuine and good things one of any of these Bond actors. I don't know if Sean Connery was approached. he would have said that we need to make better roles for women and people of color, not just make James Bond a pigeonhole for other people to be in. I don't think Sean Connery would have been that eloquent in his delivery. And I would much rather see Ana de Armas lead more films. We're getting Blonde. We're getting Blonde soon. We're getting her as Marilyn. Very excited for that.
Oh, the trailer for
Spencer.
Spencer came up. I was very excited.
They don't. They don't. I think that's going to be. I think the trailer for Blonde is going to be a trailer for Spencer moment, where up until Spencer, everybody's like, Kristen Stewart's playing Diana. Actually, it's not that, because I think everybody I've ever talked to who knows that Blonde is a movie is like, give me it now. I want Ana de Armas as Marilyn Monroe right now. I believe Adrian Brody's playing Arthur Miller. Very excited.
Oh, bro. Oh, I also saw the Wes Anderson trailer for the very first time.
Oh.
And me and Harry turned to each other and just did a big nod. It was very
Leia Seydoux.
Yes. Oh, it looks great. It looks great.
Very good. Maybe we should end on this point. No, I'll just say it now. I cannot wait for the rest of Daniel Craig's career. I know that he's immediately jumping into 2 more Knives Out movies, but I mean, everybody on the podcast knows I adore The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the 2011 remake. I think it's a perfect film, absolutely sensational, one of the best detective.
Tintin.
Yeah, Tintin too. I get. Yeah, Tintin. Logan Lucky as well. Very good.
Very good. Very funny.
Hilarious. I'm all for actual.
Oh, Daniel!
I love Daniel Craig. I love Daniel Craig, and you know what I'm very happy with, that he didn't slit his wrist with broken glass like he said he was going to. I would rather slit my wrist with broken glass than make another Bond movie, and I'm so glad he did not rather, and we got No Time to Die, because as much as the ending of Spectre was fine.
I would have hated for the Craig era to end on Spectre.
Yeah. Without a shadow of doubt, especially after rewatching Spectre. Cuckoo. Cuckoo. You are my brother. And Stavro Thomas Oberhauser. Fuck off. So, yeah, Ana de Armas, absolutely sensational. Phenomenal action sequence. And again, this was kind of where, obviously later on, and we talked about this a lot, bullets land on Bond. This was an action sequence where we could have a little bit of a removal of believability and have him, get it. The suit never changes, and he can really just pop everybody off.
My favourite part was when he passed the machine gun to Ana de Armas, and it's like a fluid motion straight away.
Phenomenal.
And then when he gets thrown into the bar, the first thing he does when he gets up is pour himself another drink.
He has 3 drinks in there.
I'd be all over the place.
Yeah, well, we know that. You could do a performance of Footloose. Never mind take down an international organization. I did have a feeling of, and obviously I'm being ironic. Obviously, it doesn't work for the film because we need his relationship with Leia Seydoux. But like back to back, getting fake outs with him not getting laid. I was like, oh, give him a break, give him something. Because Nomi was faking, and Ana de Armas wasn't faking, but she was like, oh, let's get started. Don't you think we should talk? No. Again, so delightful, incredible, a smile to light a nation. Cannot wait for Deepwater whenever we get that movie, even though it's going to be very weird. Her and Ben Affleck having to do a marketing campaign. That's going to be very fun. It'll be funny. It'll be the first time a marketing campaign happens where Jennifer Lopez is there also. It's like, and Jennifer, wait, are you in the film? No, but I'm here for that. I'm here because Ben can't be here without a doubt. That'll be very funny. Where are we? So we leave Jamaica, then we immediately drop Obachev off back at the oil rig.
Yes.
Billy Slater dies. Very sad. Will, what's something I absolutely love?
In general,
Yeah.
meat.
No, movies. In movies, like in movies. What's something in this?
Oh, weddings.
No, water. I love
water.
water and like filling water.
Yeah,
and like,
we got that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the famous wedding scene when Felix Leiter gets shot.
I thought there was, because the cigar was in the car, and then he was like, "Here, have one more smoke." I thought there was going to be something significant about the cigar, like it was a bionic cigar that had a memory chip in, because he was insistent that Bond kept it.
No, it was just a nice gesture from a friend that he can't even bring himself to smoke. He can't even do it.
Okay.
Well, I also liked that it didn't cut to the lifeboat and he was just like, Felix. You know, like,
Felix.
Yeah, this one's for you, Felix. Because it's not what happened. He would cradle that cigar and go, oh, fuck, he just died.
It's nice to see Bond's just helpless sat there in Virginia.
We're going to talk about him being helpless in my maybe favorite moment of the entire film. So then we go back to MI6, a glorious return to MI6, meeting everybody again and all that, and all the 007 that we talked about. Meeting Q once more and face to face with Q.
He's cooking a wonderful little dinner there with his hair.
I didn't mean Q. We're going to talk about Q in a minute. I meant M. I meant.
We see an aged, weathered M who's so tense in his act. Oh,
you're definitely thirsty today.
Oh,
the desk is the same.
Great. What a scene.
Lovely. And also I love that the spy, like the truth of the spy world in it, like he hates fucking Felix as a facade, and he's like, you know, the CIA, that was a blow, and I don't have any respect for Felix Leiter. And no, sorry, I certainly wouldn't answer to Felix Leiter, but the minute he knows he's dead, we're all in the same world. That was I always had a lot of respect for Felix. This is all just governmental shit. Yes, I know. Oh, great. Love finds in this. Love finds. This was one of the things I told you, that we get our first F-bomb. Yeah. And perfect for fines to
right.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Just that, like, because this, I believe, is the third movie in a row where Q and Moneypenny have betrayed him, have gone behind his back to give Bond some information. Are you free for dinner? So we go and he's making a lovely dinner. That cat, that was another thing the old woman next to me said, oh, take that cat off the table. Take that cat.
That cat. And it runs upstairs and it appears back on the table again.
No, I thought he had multiple cats.
All right. Well, of course he does.
You know, they come with fur nowadays. I thought that was funny, but I would have much preferred Bond to say, you know, that cats are fucking disgusting. No, I absolutely very much enjoyed.
I like it. He kept checking his watch as well. It was very good.
I'm gonna have to. Do you know where this has been? Everywhere, I can presume. Into the sandbox it goes. No, very, 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 very enjoyable. I also liked the whole thing of like accidentally killing all of Spectre. I thought that was just a really ingenious. Really ingenious thing. I guess it didn't have much weight because, after all, we've only known Spectre for half a movie, so it did kind of feel a little bit rushed. That's another reason I think that we're going to have to do clean slates, because obviously you've killed
Spectre as a threat again.
Because you've killed. Yeah, I don't think Spectre was ever introduced. You killed
Blofeld. So I've jumped the gun there. Sorry. Yeah. James Bond finally gets to kill Blofeld.
Yeah. Well, technically.
Yeah.
Die, Blofeld, die.
He's got to kill him. Get someone in there.
Somebody in there. Get somebody in there.
Poor Rory.
I'm not a good cop. Oh, never start with the head. You get all fuzzy. Yes. We then have the extended Lecter sequence.
Yes. At the Lawrence of Arabia arrival. It was. I wanted it to get to the front and then go, sorry, I forgot my key.
Yeah, I wanted it to. 1 minute. It's getting stuck. 1 minute. What the hell is Rory Kinnear? What's happening? He goes, my name's Tanner. He goes, no, you're not fooling anybody.
He's completely.
Yes, mad as a sack of bees. How's that pig, Rory? He goes, that wasn't this. That wasn't. Yeah, sure. How's Adrian? How's ruining Adrian Lester's Othello? Yes, that was a reference to the National Theatre production.
And that's the one I studied.
Ooh.
Yes.
War is all the time.
It's very good. It was. I liked the phytography on the pool.
Will, we've got 35 minutes left. We're not going to talk about the National Theatre production of Othello.
You know how much I love Othello.
Othello is definitely the best.
Of course, Shakespeare.
Yeah, and even that it needs a cut. Wonderful stuff. And again, I thought they made Blofeld actually scary and actually effective this time around. Again, rewatching Spectre, very bland. How you've got multiple
screens. I have so many screens. Look at my screens. I'm your brother, James.
Yeah, I've got an iPad. I also hated the whole Lishif, Silva, Dominic Green. Remember him?
Because no one does.
No, Dominic Green. Who's Dominic Green? Going just like you know.
It removes the threat if you rewatch the films. Then it just said, "Well, what's the point?" It's Blofeld,
and it removes all of Silva's motivation.
Yeah,
all of Lashif's lack of motivation and just general business like.
Yeah, I have to get this money. I lose money.
And it removes Dominic Green's
desert
hotel savings. No, I it's oil and it's water. That was it. It was water all along. Oh, great! Fucking hell. Very, very, very well done. I loved Lea Seydoux' performance and her scares. Let's get we're flying through things now a little bit quicker. Daughter Matilda. Oh, the slinky. I loved James Bond's love monologue. Again, vulnerability, showing a different side to Bondy.
He loves. And I wanted to say, I love you too, Daniel.
I love you too, Daniel. And then I look, you look incredible. And then then fucking Matilda. That was the last time James Bond ever had sex. Pour one out for my brother.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. No, poor Bond. Did they? I presume they had sex.
Oh yeah, they woke up with
There was no establishing shot that Lea Seydoux was in that kitchen, and I've been surprised both times that she's in that kitchen.
Watching the apple.
Because like the whole thing is like, oh, he's woken up early, and then I expected her to come downstairs and like, oh, you two are getting along.
Yeah.
And he goes, maybe I can't cut an apple. But he just cuts, and then she's there.
Cut an apple with a gun. How do you get the skin off?
Oh, that would be good. I think Q gave me something. You don't need any gadgets. Here's a knife. And he goes. I did expect the moment of like him flipping out a knife and doing something incredible with a knife, and then going, sorry. I only like the peel. And then obviously, why is she chasing me? Why she should be tracking Logan Ash? And then obviously that. Okay, let's talk about forest chase.
Yes, there is.
Will's packing.
Oh no, I'll just get some drugs out.
Will's sniffling. Yes, forest chase again, very excellent. Why didn't you help me out, brother? Why didn't you help me out? I had a brother.
Brutal death. But the lead up to that with like sort of winding the wires around the trees, he's on it. He's just one man on his own. He's protecting his family. Again, sort of that we see Bond. We look at him and we're like, yeah, he knows what he's doing. Of course, it's James Bond. He's got all of this skill and knowledge that for some reason we haven't seen before, and he's on it. He is the ultimate action hero. That's why I love the action in this film more than any other.
And it's just incredibly well made. and everything feels real. These are the two biggest things I always say. And this movie has it in spades. And you had it in spades. Basically, he gets Matilda and Madeline get kidnapped.
By Safin.
By Safin, Lucifer Safin. At the end of the day, I'm going to now cut to my favourite part of the entire film. And it's Nomi going, I'm coming with you. And Bond saying, thank you.
Oh.
Because immediately you just go, he's going to, no, I must do this on my own. I must do this on my own. This is my journey. And he goes, thank you. I need help.
It's great. It's so good.
Phenomenal.
So good.
Absolutely phenomenal. James Bond dies in this movie, and that thank you was the most surprised I was. Incredible piece of writing. And we get to our whole big finale, which we opened with. Basically, we opened as we ended.
But again, another sort of harking back to the classic big Bond villain volcano-esque base. We've got a whole island with the Soviet. It's great.
Poison Island. And
production design-wise, I was very, very happy.
Yes. And again, felt real. Felt very, very.
It wasn't. Real. I built this place. No, you're using an old Soviet war base. You stupid.
In undisputed territories, which gives us even more tension because Mallory's don't tell them anything yet. Just an incredible raising of tension and intensity, which of course culminates the way it culminates. They put Madeline and Matilda on the boat. Yes. It's going to get cold out there. Wow. Wow. Okay. Right. So now let's go in depth on this ending.
Let's do it.
What did you think Bond was going to die?
I thought, well, I didn't think he was going to die, but to be honest, just after the Ana de Armas bit, I was thinking to myself, as someone watching like the end of Craig, like thinking they're going to have to kill Bond. That I want them to kill Bond. They're going to have to do it. Genuinely. Because I was thinking... Maybe
I'm naive. I thought, they'll never kill. How can they kill? But not naive, cynical. They will never kill Bond. How could they? Even if, Daniel Craig, even if it's going to be somebody completely new next, you can't, how can you kill Bond? They're not going to kill Bond.
Yeah. But I was very thinking it from the idea that we're reaching the Craig era itself is such a tight story from start to finish. I was thinking, how are they going to go on from here? They're going to have to kill him off. But then his death did absolutely come as a shock. I thought he was going to get out of the base, and then
I thought like the eulogy, even though we get him seem fucking blown apart.
Oh, he always gets out, does James?
Oh my god. I thought it was just incredible, and I think this is really the best part. The staircase one take, phenomenal.
Showing him your watch cue.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the entire film, personally, was on his way. So he's just flipped up all the switches, opens the doors, and he's off to see his family. And then the nature of the architecture of the building, you've got this circular corridor, and he just turns around and does one final gun barrel. And I loved that very much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
For absolutely. Absolutely phenomenal. Again, and it comes out of nowhere, and it's a glorious surprise, and it's not cringy or corny. It's because we don't get the full. We just get and then we straight in.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, he does that. It's going to be an intricate closing system, and you have to. Oh, I've got it. Yeah, shut the fuck up,
Like,
you.
should be a
Yeah, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to save my daughter. and then obviously he runs down, and you're like, and then at that point, I thought we're gonna blow it all up, and then because I had no eye on the time, and again, I didn't feel like it was too long at all, and I thought, oh, the ending, the final shootout is going to be on one of these sales boats.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to get out, blow up the island. Is going to go, sorry about that, Safin. I had to shut down your factory on the boat or some. And then the next thing was going to be on this sales boat.
I'm afraid there's been a strike.
Yeah. Hey.
Get me on the writing team.
Get 5 more people on the writing team.
Oh, that was one of my best.
That's probably the best moment of your life, and that's pretty sad. It's all downhill from here. Let's just be honest. No, I've absolutely phenomenal. Not just you then. Yeah, and then suddenly, well, no, he finds Dodo first, and I thought, and again,
gonna get back to it, yeah.
Oh, Dodo, and then, and you know what I loved? No.
Oh, I'm tearing up. I'm tearing up now.
It wasn't just like, because you could have very easily done the James Bond, like you could have had another joke there going, oh, come on. But no. And he runs up, and then Malik's there. And I loved that he's on full over the top villain mode, and he's doing this whole, you will never be together. And then
you made me do this.
You made me do this. We both love Madeline. And then I just love that he just fucking shoots him dead.
Yeah, brutal. It's good.
We talked about this before. One of my favorite things is people knowing they're going to die. That's pretty dark. In movies, that like the whole "I know I'm going to die" thing, I think is a very powerful thing when done well. And we talked about it all before, and then James Bond gets blown apart by multiple missiles. Well, wow. And then we have a eulogy. And then I want to tell you the story of a man named James Bond. Maybe a step too far, but by that time, you are so in.
Oh, and then Louis.
Do we ever do love? I said that you could send me 3 gifts instead of actually telling me how you felt, because I wanted to save it for the podcast. And you sent Louis, Leah Seydoux, and what was the third one?
It was a big old cringy face, and that was just for the. Do you know what time it is?
Oh, so you expect? No, I thought that was supposed to be like, oh, my mind just exploded because Mom's died.
Yeah, but also.
Yeah, blowing up.
What? Oh. Do you know what my words were? I turned to Harry and I went, "It's the last one. It's the last James Bond. They've killed James. It's the last one. It's the last one. It's the last one. Dan.
Yeah.
And then I'm crying all the way through the credits, and then of course James Bond Will Return comes up. At that point, excuse me, sir, we'd like to give you this free ticket on behalf of the view. You don't understand, James.
You're gonna put me through that again. No, I never thought that it was going to be the final James Bond.
No. Oh no.
Because like in 2 years we're going to get the announcement, Tom Hardy, whatever, Idris Elba, whatever.
I want Luke Evans personally.
Yeah, I could see that. It's a bit. Oh no, I guess Craig bulks out sometimes. He's on like full bulk, like Gaston muscle currently. Yeah. He's a bit butch. Oh yeah, he's on full muscle bound Luke Evans. Yeah, again, like Luke Evans as an actor, I wouldn't decline. Yeah. I think you're forgetting though. How old was Craig when he started? I think that the Bond that we're going to get can't be an Idris Elba. I'm all for because frankly, we've just had old withered Bond.
Yep.
And I don't think you can do that better for a while. For instance,
it works because he was out of action. He was Commander Bond, and it was more of this character looking at his family going back into having been brought back into. Yeah. Next,
I want a young Bond going on some fun adventures.
Maybe flying a little jets. I'm all for hamming the next one up as much as possible.
Casting me as Bond. Oh, sorry.
I think I'd be a good villain. If you here we are, guys.
It's again. You never know. I could bulk up. I've got an exercise bike I use.
Yeah, I could be a good Q.
Yes, that was my first one.
Yeah.
Well, I anything left to say about No Time to Die? I can only say this multiple more times. Nobody is more surprised than me by how much I completely, genuinely, sincerely enjoyed this film. Absolutely wonderful. I'll be seeing it most likely twice more in the cinemas.
For me, 3 times in total for me.
I mean, we're going to have Venom 2 coming soon, so maybe Venom's great, and I have to watch that multiple times instead.
Did you enjoy the first one?
No. Not at all. Not at all. And I've seen the trailer for Venom 2 now approximately 12 times. I'm not a crazy man. People love serial killers. I want to eat everybody. Oh, Jesus. I'll let you eat everyone. Oh, yeah. That is a red one. Oh, where did you go? Where did you go? Where did you go? Oh, that is a red one. I am not in on Venom. Who knows? Maybe it's the next Pulp Fiction.
Venom 2.
Let there be carnage. Sure, when the trailers for Lawrence of Arabia came out, and they said, "What's your tell me, Lawrence? How do you think we'll win this war?" He goes, "By eating everybody." I'm sure people thought that movie's not going to be good, and then
there you go. James Bond. Let's just talk about, for our final word, Craig from beginning to start. And I'd just like to personally say thank you. It's been the greatest 10 or so years of my life. 20, 15, 16 years.
Wow. I think the old adage is that your favorite Bond is the one that you grew up on.
Yes.
People say that all the time. However, these Casino Royale and Skyfall and No Time to Die, I think, very easily could go up against. You look at the Connery Bonds now, and they are very, very enjoyable, but really, From Russia with Love and Goldfinger are the only ones that are like excellent.
From Russia with Love is great.
Yeah, From Russia with Love. Actually, I'm being kind to Goldfinger. From Russia with Love is probably the only one that's excellent.
I like Live and Let Die, personally.
Well, that's Roger Moore.
This is Roger Moore.
Roger Moore speaking. Hello, Alan.
Played by the voice of Steve Coogan.
Steve Coogan, very noticeably. Yeah. Oh, looks like he's not coming then. Oh, no. Keep your distance.
But yes, I think everyone involved in the Craig era should be very proud of the mark that they left on the Bond world, and in fact the movie world. Yeah. Well, there you go. Sorry for spoiling the entire film.
No, we said spoilers.
We did.
I thought this was phenomenal. Yeah, probably, definitely my favourite Bond. I don't know how. Again, mate, as the days go by, I will end up having more conversations with people who didn't like this movie. But it's really like, again, people have their own opinions. But the Ava conversation yesterday, where she was talking about Spectre so warmly, I won't say I was baffled, but I was taken aback. It's like, you enjoy it really this much?
Oh, yes.
There we go. No Time to Die. Absolutely phenomenal. What do you think the next movie we have to do an emergency podcast will be? It's not going to be Licorice Pizza because you've not seen a fucking Paul Thomas Anderson movie ever.
I think it'll be Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That is a green one. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then we have to do both the Ghostbusters movies. Do you love
anything strange?
Do you love Ghostbusters as much as I do? Because that is like a perfect movie.
Ghostbusters 2 is also good.
Is fine. It's not. I think Ghostbusters is an absolute perfect film. Obviously, we're not saying cats and dogs living together. Dickless here. Let everybody loose. Is this true? It's true. This man has no dick.
It's great.
This meal represents the last of the petty cat. We need to stop and chat. Will's got university, a real thing in life. I've got to sit alone and watch fucking There's Something About Mary on Blu-ray. Yippee!
Da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da-ba. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.